What is going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B, along with Big G, and welcome to the big show on Steelers Almighty. Appreciate everybody showing up and showing out like you always do, man. We have got a crazy show for you guys today, man. We got a lot to talk about. First off, we're going to talk about some of the news and notes, some of the rumors going around with Steelers. There's a big one that just popped up. There's a big one. And me and Big G totally disagree on him. Totally disagree. And we're going, because a lot of times we agree on a lot of stuff. Not this one. Right off the bat, we don't agree. Then we're going to break down. Look, people, I'm having a meltdown today. I woke up in a mood. I woke up furious. And I need a little bit of therapy. I need you guys to help me through it. I need Big G to be able to help me through it. I'm not happy with the Steelers quarterback situation, just the Steelers situation in general. I'm not happy about it. Furious. And I need my Steelers family to help me through it, to walk me through it and walk me off the ledge, because I'm not happy. Then we got we got Big G's big board. He's updated big board after the combine. Who moved, who I like. We're going to go discuss all that. And then you guys know we got the crazy producer question at the end. So I appreciate everybody showing up. As always, man, again, if you want to help support the channel, you can do it two ways. The first one, you want to get your question, rant, comment up on the screen. You know exactly how to do that. We absolutely appreciate you. And then also, if you want to become a member, you know how to do that. There's a link in the chat for you to click to become a member, or on the front of Steelers Almighty. Make sure, if you want to help support the channel, make sure you click and sign up for member. There's 5 different levels of membership. You guys will love all of them. So let's get into this. Big G, how are you doing today, my man?
Bro, you see I had to put that buckle up sign up the whole time. Because y'all, listen, I don't know if I got to push Big B in the flame or if I just got to reel him back in, bro. This gonna be a ride for the century, dog. Listen, and y'all push them super chats, man, because I'm telling you right now, this is one for the ages. I'm telling you, this might be the greatest big show ever, because we about to go at it, and I gotta give B some therapy. Yeah. I gotta keep him. Listen, some folks gonna be like, push B in. No, I gotta save him. I gotta save him. So I gotta be of sound mind. And coming from Big G, that ain't good. That ain't good. But I gotta be of sound mind tonight, man, to get this dude off the ledge, man. So let's go.
Man, I'm on the ledge. I'm upset. I woke up in a bad mood, man. In a bad mood about my Steelers. I'm not happy about it, man. I am not happy about it. So first things first, man. Let's get right into this. So a former Steeler came out. You know, there's been rumors going around that the Steelers are going to make a big splash in the offseason, that they're gonna make a big some big changes are coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason, that they're going to do something crazy that nobody thinks they were going to do. Got revealed that possibly one of those things was the Steelers would possibly trade for Tyreek Hill. Now, first off, I just, the Steelers are not known to do anything like that, man. They're not known to do anything like that at all. However, if the Pittsburgh Steelers could pull off a trade for Tyreek Hill, first off, me and Big G disagree. I don't think they'd ever do it.
Yeah.
If they could get him for, I don't know, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. First off, Big G, tell me why you don't want Tyreek Hill on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think he costs too much. I mean, we did an analysis as far as the money is concerned and what we would have to do as far as restructuring a contract. But, bro, it's the capital for me, bro. Like we already know, and like you said, we're going to talk about it. We ain't going to be able to fleece Miami. No. Miami Dolphins ain't the Chicago Bears. This ain't Chase Claypool to flip into Joey Porter Jr. This ain't happening.
No.
Right? So, like, what is it going to cost? And then his age. Now, he's explosive as hell, B. Like, he's explosive, right? But And him and GP gonna be dangerous now. Don't get me wrong, that's dangerous. But bro, the cost, man, the cost. That's my point.
So here's the thing: is that the cost of it? Let's just talk about draft capital first. Like a first round pick might be asking too much for Tyreek Hill,
Yep.
but a second round pick, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for a second round pick. And first of all, Tyreek Hill's 31 years old. Let's not act like he's 35, 36, 38. And here's another thing. People were jumping up and down to trade for Cooper Kupp. People were, oh, we should trade for Cooper Kupp. We need to get him. Tyreek Hill is more explosive. He's a year younger, and he doesn't have the knee problems that Cooper Kupp has had.
Facts.
So that's number one. Okay? Yeah. So on a second round pick, I'm willing to do it because here's the thing to think about Tyreek Hill. In 2023, just not last season, the season before, he was the number one player in the National Football League. And the players voted on that. That's not right. Just me saying it. The players said the best player in the league is Tyreek Hill. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Last year, he got hurt before the season started. He tore a ligament in his wrist. They told him, you got to have surgery. He said, nope, I'm playing out the season. And he played on it all year long.
Yeah.
It was needing surgery. And as soon as the season was over, he had the surgery.
Yeah.
So 81 catches, 963 yards, 6 touchdowns on a wrist that needed surgery all year long.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying, people saying he slipped. I'm like, he slipped because he was injured. It doesn't mean that he's past his prime. Like, he was still just as fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's tough catching footballs when you need wrist surgery.
Yeah.
So, to me, it makes sense. I mean, do we want to upgrade the room or not? Not to mention now the amount of money that he makes. First of all, he makes less money than what Cooper Kupp would cost. That's number one.
That's facts.
And number two is, don't you pay those guys? Mm-hmm. Like at some point you pay the superstar. Well, he's a superstar. Aren't those the guys that you pay? Or do you wait? I mean, who if you won't pay him, who will you pay? Big G?
Listen, bro. I'm not all the way out, but I told you my order as far as what I would do.
Right.
I told you if I'm the general manager and I'm able to make trades and do all whatever else and push the envelope, I'm going all in for Garrett Wilson. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get him. Okay? Chris Godwin is my second guy. Tyreek Hill's my third guy. Now, you drop down to Devontae Adams, Slayton, and, Cooper Kupp and them, they're below them.
Right.
But Tyreek Hill, yes, he's a superstar. But my other concern is, how much does he help George Pickens grow up? Because like we said, we already figured out that we could void the money. He's only due a certain amount of money in next year's salary. Do we stretch it out? He's got 2 more years on it. Renegotiate, restructure the contract. But what does he do if our long-term plan is to keep George Pickens? And can he help that guy mature into a flat-out beast in the NFL? Because he's got the talent. Me and you have said that a million times. George Pickens is a top 10 talent in the NFL at wide receiver. So Tyreek Hill and George Pickens together, bro, that spells danger if the room's mature. Well, so and I'm not the second round. No, I can't. I can't.
Here's the thing. Why is it another man's job to help George Pickens grow up? Like, why does that have to be Tyreek Hill's job? Why does that have to be anybody else's job on the team to help George Pickens grow up and be mature? That's not their job. Now, granted, they can help, but that's not his job. Yeah. It is to help him grow up. I just don't understand that. Yeah. And I get what you're saying, but that's not his job to make George Pickens be a man. Look, George Pickens, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just stating facts here. George Pickens has a father in his life. If his father can't help him grow up and be mature, then why should another man that he's not looking up to as a father figure help him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You know, that's just not his job, man. So I'm not saying get rid of Pickens, but you can pay both of them. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. Is everybody thinks that, well, you can only pay one receiver. We just saw a team win the Super Bowl that's paying a quarterback, 2 tackles, a guard, a center, 2 wide receivers, and a running back, and they just won the Super Bowl. So
Facts.
you can pay 2 receivers. There's plenty of money. And we're going to get to what Saquon Barkley literally just got. So the money part shouldn't be a deterrent on Tyreek Hill. Again, you pay superstars.
Yeah.
And whether Tyreek Hill is a superstar, he is a superstar. Not to mention, somebody brought it up in the chat. I totally forgot about this. He also did that. How many games was Tua out last year?
A whole bunch.
And he did all of that with a bunch of nobodies playing quarterback for him.
Yeah.
So saying that he lost it, and no, he didn't. You know, no, he didn't lose anything. And if the Steelers had the opportunity for a 2nd round pick, you're telling me the Steelers are going to take somebody in the 2nd round that's going to be as good as Tyreek Hill? I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. You know, I'm not saying that our 2nd round picks have missed, because we haven't. But I'm taking my chances with a superstar football player over a possible. That's what, over a proven superstar over a possible. I'm taking that risk.
So, B, I'm with you. All right? I'm with you.
Before you start, people are saying 31. 31 is not old, people. You act like 31 years old is old. 31 years old is not old. We got to stop that. We got to stop acting like 31, you've fallen off or something like that. That's not the case.
Yeah. This is the only reason why I'm talking about the draft capital too. Now, I got a preference, and I already done told you, right? I don't know why the Pittsburgh Steelers got Minkah Fitzpatrick on their team. Maybe it's because they can't find a trade partner. But if I could trade Minkah and get capital for him, yeah. Because I want, this is what I want out of the draft. I want 1 first, 2 seconds, 1 third, 2 fourths, 2 sixths, 2 sevenths. That's what I want. So if I can get off Minkah, and then we sign Tyreek Hill, because I got a guy that I want in the 1st round. Okay, yeah. I'm with it. Because it gives us capital. Because, B, we need a running back. Now we might not need another wide receiver right away because we got Tyreek. We need a defensive line. We need a D-tick tackle. We definitely going to need a corner. You know, and we might need 2 running backs. Who knows?
I get all of that. I get all you're saying. But weren't we going to take a wide receiver in the draft this year?
It depends on the 1st round. Who's there?
No. I didn't say 1st round. I said, weren't we going to take one in the draft this year?
Facts. I agree.
So if we're going to take a wide receiver in the draft this year, who's better than Tyreek Hill in the draft?
Nobody.
So whether it's a 1st or a 2nd round pick, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I'd give up a 1st round pick, because I wouldn't do it. But if we're talking about draft capital, what wide receiver in this draft is better than Tyreek Hill?
None.
Okay,
Not
then.
one.
So it can't necessarily be that. I get it. Hey, we could possibly get a building block. I understand all that. But we know what Tyreek Hill brings to the table.
Yeah.
We're not guessing on any of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Like that's part of the therapy. The therapist has to listen to what's going on with the person and let them make it make sense in their own head. So, and to me, you've done a lot of convincing. Now, whether or not you've done it to the Big G Show listeners and our live chat and people out there in Steeler Nation, I don't know. But for me, you done sold me enough on it to where I just got one preference.
Okay.
We got to just get more draft capital. If that's the case and we give up a pick, we got to figure out a way to get capital in the room. And I'm with it. 100% I'm with it. Yeah,
people in the chat are crazy talking about that Tyreek Hill's a diva crash out. Like, now, he quit on his team at the end of the year this year. You can't defend that. He did that, you know. But what trouble is he causing in the locker room? Like, what trouble have you heard of Tyreek Hill causing in his locker room? Like, you haven't heard that. That's not going on. Yeah. So all of that is just literally just made up hyperbole. I go, he's not causing problems in the locker room. You didn't hear that about Tyreek Hill. Hell, you saw a man that was willing to get arrested for him, on the side of the road on the way to the game. You think guys are doing that if he's a problem in the locker room?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So,
the Dolphins culture loves him.
People that say, well, you don't want talent, is that what it is? We don't want Tyreek Hill? Like he's not good enough to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Then we don't want anybody.
Yeah.
Okay? If you don't want literally a guy who's in the top 3 of wide receivers in the National Football League, if you don't want that, then nobody should ever talk about, hey, we need another weapon on the outside. If the Steelers really had an opportunity to get him, no, we don't need a top 3 guy. We don't need that guy.
Yeah.
What? Then we don't need anybody.
B, I'm with it. I'm telling you I'm with it. But like I said, my only preference is get the capital. I'm with it. If we can get the capital some kind of way, and whatever we trade away, we get back, I'm with it. Because we have to improve the 53-man roster, period. We have to improve it. So Tyreek Hill is a definite upgrade to the wide receiver room for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 100%. I'm with it.
Yeah, I mean, and he wouldn't be a one-year rental. That's what they're talking about in the chat. I'm like, why? He's under contract for longer than that. So
Correct.
Why would he be a one-year rental? That doesn't make any sense.
Correct.
I mean, the Steelers need him. I just don't think people understand that. And would you win a Super Bowl with Tyreek Hill? Nobody said that Tyreek Hill was the only person that the Steelers need to win a Super Bowl. But I can tell you one thing, we're closer to winning a Super Bowl if he's on our football team than if he's not. I can assure you of that. And based on a second-round pick of whatever we draft, he's going to make us closer to winning a Super Bowl than anybody that gets drafted in the second round.
Yeah.
That much I know for a 100% fact. So I just don't understand what the pushback. Again, we got to get out of this. And maybe this is why I'm mad today, Big G, is that people want to say, well, hold on a second. We need weapons. Well, here's an opportunity. No, we don't want that weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We don't need a top 3 receiver in the league. Well, who would you want? Like, who is the guy that satisfies you if we can't trade for a top 3 receiver? No, we don't want that guy. We want somebody else. Oh, well, we're not close enough to the Super Bowl to trade for that guy. Well, we can be a hell of a lot closer, but maybe it's just me, man.
No,
maybe
you're right.
Me.
You're right. Know. We got to improve the roster. Whether they realize, this is the thing, bro. The issue is that, and I'm just going to be transparently blunt. The Pittsburgh Steelers fan base, especially a lot of the Yinzers, thinks and feels that we got to get a quarterback first. And I understand we need a quarterback. But if you're an NFL team that's going to compete for championships, you have to improve the 53-man roster so whenever you get the quarterback, you got an opportunity to win. We've seen it happen both ways. We've seen it happen when they draft a guy like Jaden Daniels and they brought him into that roster and that roster improved so much, away they go. We saw it when they did it with the Rams. When Matt Stafford got traded from Detroit to the Rams, insert quarterback Chip. So you got to improve the 53-man roster, and Tyreek Hill is a definite improvement. A definite improvement, bro.
Absolutely. And it's just like, I mean, I see in the chat people, who's going to draw up the plays? It doesn't get easier to draw up plays with Tyreek Hill on the roster.
Hell, you run a go route.
I mean, it doesn't become easier to do those kinds of things. You think Tyreek Hill just can't get open?
No.
I mean, you think everything that Tyreek Hill does is because the coach drew up a play and got him over? He can't get open on his own? No. Come on, people. What are we talking about here?
He's top 3. He's top 3 getting open.
Oh.
He's top 3. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, him. As far as getting open. Tyreek Hill can get open in a phone booth. He's going to get open. His speed alone scares the hell off of everybody.
Yes.
So you can run an inside slant, inside whatever, but then you can still run him on go routes. You can run that dude on a go route, and he's running away from every DB in the league. Flat out. I don't care. There ain't no DB that's running with him. So yeah, he's going to get open, bro. He's going to get open.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Again, I don't think the Steelers would do it because it's not in their nature. But if they had an opportunity, that has to be something that the Steelers would do. Absolutely, 100%. And in the chat, you can be mad and disagree all you want. Anybody that says they wouldn't take Tyreek Hill is absolutely crazy. You're absolutely crazy if you're saying that you wouldn't take him on the Pittsburgh Steelers right this second. I don't care who the quarterback is. That quarterback instantly becomes better because Tyreek Hill is on the football team. I mean, how good do you think Tua actually is? Let's think about that for a second. Like, how good is Tua really? How good would he be if Tyreek Hill didn't play for Miami?
Yeah.
Come on,
trash.
Let's be real about it, man.
Yeah, Tua's not a top 20, B. Tua's not a top 20 quarterback. Tua trash. Tua's not good. Matter of fact, Tua can't take a hit. So I mean, just want to start about that. And he can't throw certain routes. He can't. I mean, we've seen this evidence of this. He just can't. But Tyreek Hill puts him in position to make big plays. Him and Jalen Waddle. So yeah, you're correct. You're correct. And I got you, bro. And listen, I'm the buffer. So live chat, if you want to get mad at the therapist. I gotta let him vent. I gotta let him vent and talk about what he need to talk about. Gotta let him do it.
Let's move on, man. Speaking of, we talked about contracts earlier. Philadelphia just gave Saquon Barkley a new deal, 2 years, $41 million extension. It just goes to show you when you have good players, you pay good players. Yeah. When they're at the top of their profession, you pay those guys. And there's always room to be able to pay people, man.
Yeah.
The teams that do it the best, they figure out ways that either they do it in upfront money or however they do it, they figure out how to do it. Look, I'm not a cap guru. Don't claim to be one. Don't want to be one.
Yeah.
But teams figure out how to do it. And Saquon Barkley, again, one of the best players in the National Football League. The Eagles kept him. Here's my question to you guys. And first off, a question to you, Big G. How big of a drop-off is it between, let's just say, the top 4 running backs in the league and everybody else? Hell, you could say the top 2 and everybody else.
So Saquon and Derrick Henry?
Correct.
It ain't that far of a drop. Josh Jacobs, the next dude in line. But John Robinson right after that. So it ain't, there's some dogs in the NFL now. Don't get me wrong as far as the running back position is concerned. There's some dogs in the running back.
You think that Josh Jacobs is in the same class as Saquon Barkley?
He's in the top 4 or 5 running backs in the league.
Now, but I asked what the drop-off was.
So I would go after 3. I think Bijan Robinson is right there with those dudes. Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley. They're in a class by themselves. I'd have to really think about the next guy. And I would probably put Josh Jacobs right there at that next position because he's proven it over and over and over again. So the drop-off after 3, yeah, there's a drop. There's a drop. A major drop. Yeah.
There's a huge drop. We got crazy people talking crazy in the chat saying that Kenneth Gainwell is better than Saquon Barkley.
What?
I can't even, matter of fact, I won't even respond to anything that they say anymore. Because if you can't be serious, either that or you are on heavy, heavy alcohol in the chat talking about Kenneth Gainwell is as good as Saquon Barkley. Just stop the madness.
B, tell him what the sign say.
Mercy.
Tell him what the sign say, B. Tell him what the sign say.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
See how he listens to his therapist?
Seriously.
See how you got to listen to his therapist?
Yes, Jason. He is on that. I'm not even going to say his name. He don't deserve it.
I know who it is.
He's on that liquor.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Crazy liquor. But here's what the thing is. I think he just hates Philadelphia so much because everybody you talk about Philly, he doesn't think anybody's any good. For some reason. But it is what it is. You don't have to like Philly. That's not my problem. But the bottom line is, don't talk to me about Saquon Barkley's not any good. He's worth every penny. He's worth every single penny. And the drop-off from him and Henry to everybody else is tremendous. And that doesn't mean the other guys aren't really good, because they are. But they're not in the same class as those guys. They're just not in the same class. And Derrick Henry is not as good as Saquon Barkley.
That's facts.
He's not.
Saquon would have broke the record. I mean,
And
let's get this
McCaffrey's
done.
not as good as Barkley either because he can't stay healthy.
Exactly. Get him out of here. Get McCaffrey. Get McCaffrey. I mean, Christian McCaffrey out of here. Saquon would have broke the record, dog. The coach came to him and said, "Look, I want to leave you in and let you do A, B, C, and D." He's like, "Nah, let the young fella get what he need to get." So that in value alone, saying that there's a professional could have cracked the record. That means he's in the history books forever, right? It doesn't mean that much to me, dog. And when the time was the brightest, when it was time to play, B, what did he do?
Right.
What did he do? He clowned against the Washington Commanders. He clowned. The only time he didn't clown was the Super Bowl. He clowned the whole season.
Yeah.
So pay that man. And listen, there's gonna be some value at the running backs. I'm just telling you, I'm prefacing it. There's gonna be some value this year at that running backs, not them free agents. They don't want to pay them old cats. But these youngsters that's coming in, that's looking like Saquon a little bit. Yeah, there's gonna be some value.
Here's the thing: is like, remember when everybody was talking about what was it like 2 or 3 years ago when the running back value wasn't there, and that we don't need to pay running backs; they're just a dime a dozen. Well, that tune has kind of changed a little bit over the last 2 seasons. Teams have said, you know what? No, we actually do need a good running back. Maybe we don't need to draft one in the first round, but when we get a good one, we need to pay that man and keep him.
Yeah.
Like Detroit with Montgomery, got it done early. They took Gibbs. Now they got a 2-headed monster.
Yeah.
They're kind of doing it right. They have 2 good running backs.
Yeah.
I like where they're at with it.
Yeah, that's the trend. That's the trend. Listen, Philadelphia gonna mess around and get a running back to back up Saquon just in case. And there's gonna be a dude sitting there at the second or third round and be like, "Man, we can't pass this dude up, no. We can't pass because the Sonic and Knuckles works. It works. So yeah, and listen, Steeler Nation, we might need 2 running backs. We might. Don't think Jalen Warren is just an automatic thing.
No.
We might need 2 running backs. We might need 2.
No. That's the thing is everybody thinks Jalen Warren is guaranteed to be on the Steelers next year. No, it doesn't. It doesn't necessarily mean that.
That's correct.
Saquon, my man, Mike Hunt with the super chat here, the first one of the night. Saquon catching ability is what separates him. Yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. And again, Christian McCaffrey is in the conversation, but first of all, you talk about people being done. I mean, and people just badmouth Tyreek Hill for the last 15 minutes, but then you bring Christian McCaffrey into the conversation. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I like McCaffrey, but he's not healthy. And is he ever going to be healthy again? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, facts.
But Barkley is that guy. I think running back is coming back in a big, big way, Big G. Running back is coming back in a big, big way, and it needs to come back because you need good running backs to be a good football team. Just period, end of story.
B, on one of my other networks that I'm on, podcast networks, I bet Claude Bishop that 10 running backs will be gone off the board before pick 66. And he told me there's no way. I said, I promise you 10 of them's going to be gone by 66. I promise you. This is the year of the running back. It's going to be some running backs. Normally, you know how we see in the draft, like after day 1, teams regroup and they say, oh, man, and they start trading up to get those top picks in the second round. I'm calling it right now. It's going to happen before the end of the first. Somewhere around that 15, 16 mark, teams going to regroup and you're going to start seeing trades left and right. From 16 down, trade. Because there's some running backs in here, man. There's some running backs. Yeah. And you got to have one.
Yeah, there's really good running backs in this draft, man. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. The Steelers got to have one, maybe 2. Maybe 2. It's that deep this year at the running back position. Like you said, Jalen Warren is not guaranteed to come back to the Steelers. Now, more than likely he will, but that's not a guarantee that he's going to be back with the Steelers. So then where do you go? Mm-hmm. So the free agent market's not great. So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. Yep. We'll see what happens. Because either way, Jalen Warren's not an every down running back. He's just not. He's not a 25 touch a game guy. And we don't even want him to be that. We don't want Jalen Warren to be that guy. So let's move on, man. Big G, I'm sad. No, I'm not sad. I'm furious.
Yeah,
I'm furious today.
that's facts.
I woke up in a bad mood. Now, chat, stay with me. I woke up in a bad mood because I can't believe that yours, Big G, our chat, Big Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the position that they're in, and they do not have a quarterback on their football team.
Mm.
I can't believe it. First off, before we go any further, I got to celebrate Art's baby doll, who's 2 months as a member. Always got to build the offense that we need. So I want to celebrate Art's baby doll. She's been a member from day one of Steelers Almighty and has been part of us for 2 months. So number one, congratulations and thank you for the support. We love you and we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But I am so upset that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in a position that we don't have a quarterback. I can't believe how we got here. Like, I can't believe that this is us. Like, we're the franchise now that we used to make fun of. Like, how long have we made fun of the Cleveland Browns?
Years.
You know, how long have we made fun of these teams? And now we're it. The Pittsburgh Steelers, think about this. We are deciding on who's going to be our quarterback over a 36-year-old guy who played for us last year who was absolutely awful the last 6 games, a 42-year-old quarterback who got ran out of town at another place, a 26-year-old quarterback who was on our team that has proved nothing in this league, and a bunch of other guys, and then possibly a rookie. That's where the Pittsburgh Steelers are with the quarterback situation. Now, there's lots of reasons for it. We'll get into it. But that is why I am upset, because we are now the team that everybody's laughing at and making fun of. How did the Steelers get here, Big G? What happened here?
Well, bro, as a therapist, I'm glad you expressed your feelings, because it's better to let it out than to hold it in. It's better to let it out. So I understand your frustration. You got to let it out, right? So you let it out. You should feel a little bit relieved. Get your stretch in. Okay. All right. So now from here, what do we do to fix the Steelers? Okay. How we got here is because of the draft of Kevin Colbert and Ben Roethlisberger's inability to let a guy come behind him and groom him to take over the quarterback position. If we're going to call a spade, Kevin Colbert didn't draft a quarterback, or when he drafted Baby Hands Pickens, that was a disaster.
Yeah.
And Ben Roethlisberger didn't want to bring a guy in because we missed Lamar Jackson in 2018 and we missed Jalen Hurts in 2021, 2022. So let's take a deep breath and call a spade and say what it is. Okay, now, moving forward, what do we have to do to fix it? We have to make the decision on, do we need a bridge or do we need a franchise, right? In my opinion, Big B, Justin Fields serves both purposes. He can either be the bridge or he can be the franchise. Now, why we haven't got the money done yet? Is it more Justin or is it more Steelers? We don't know. We don't have that information. But something definitely needs to be done. And in all fairness, things happen. And thank goodness, and this is why Steeler fans get pissed at me, B. And I'm being transparent, because I say we spoil. We're spoiled because a lot of Steeler fans don't remember the days of Bubby Brister. like they don't remember that time period when we transitioned from Terry Bradshaw. And then when we got Neil O'Donnell and he couldn't prove that he was a franchise quarterback. And then we got Cordell Stewart, who never prove that he was a franchise quarterback. And then we went back in purgatory for a little while. And we were starting all kind of guys, including Tommy Maddox from UCLA, before we found our franchise quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger. So a lot of Steeler fans don't know that history and understand. We've just been fortunate to land franchise quarterbacks.
Right.
Right? There's a lot of organizations that don't. So I think the Steelers brass, front office, ownership, Head coach need to do everything in their power to decide on whether or not we need a bridge or whether or not we go after a quarterback just all in. And then whoever that guy is, you got to settle with him. It ain't no like we're going to get rid of him and all whatever else. Because I'm telling you, Baby Hands Pickett got pushed on us. He got pushed on us because that was Kevin Colbert's smack in the face as he walked out of the door. So he was never a franchise quarterback. Now we have to decide on who it is, bro. Does that help you from a therapeutic standpoint? Does that help you?
Well, here's another part of my frustration and why I needed this therapy tonight is, the whole Justin Fields contract thing. First off, I'm over it. I mean, it seems like we're kissing the ass of Justin Fields just because we're in the contract or a quarterback situation that we're in.
Yeah.
If I'm the Steelers, I'd say to Justin Fields, look, 2 years, $26 million. We'll guarantee one of those years. The next year is an option, but either take it or leave it. And you got until this day to take it. And if you won't, thank you for your services, but we're moving on. Not keep going in this back and forth and back and forth. There's other options that are out there if we truly are looking for a bridge quarterback. Because if that's the case, there's other bridges that we can take. I mean, the Pittsburgh got a ton of bridges. So we got a whole bunch of bridges that we can take. We just don't need to go down the Justin Fields bridge. Let me get this super chat real quick here. My man, Lifelong Fan, says Davante Adams didn't do well with the Jets either. Will the Steelers try him? I mean, we'll get to that, but if the Steelers have an opportunity to get Davante Adams, they absolutely should try him.
Yeah.
Again, a top 5 wide receiver in the National Football League. Yeah. We don't want that guy. Yeah. He's 32 years old. What we saying we don't want him either?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Either way, the bottom line is that if Justin Fields doesn't want to take the deal, then okay, thank you. Let's move on. And if it's just a bridge, here's the thing. We drafted Baby Hands Pickett in the first round when everybody else in the National Football League knew he was a third-round talent. And nobody took another quarterback until the third round.
Correct.
So if the Steelers are really thinking about taking a quarterback in this draft in the third or fourth round, then and we started Baby Hands his rookie year. I mean, it wasn't immediately, but he eventually got into the game. Well, then why won't we do that now? Why don't we draft a third or fourth round guy and just put him out there? What's the difference? I mean, first of all, I think the guys that are coming out in this draft in the third or fourth round are better than Kenny Pickett is or was at the time.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? If that's what we're going to do, then just do it and move on.
So as a therapist, I'm listening, right? I'm just making sure that I'm hearing you correctly. So who is your option for the bridge if it's not Justin? Who do you like as the bridge?
Well, and I think I said it. I'm for, if we draft a quarterback in the third or fourth round, I say play that guy. That's number one for me. But there are other options. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but why kiss Justin Fields' ass if Aaron Rodgers is going to come play for us? Okay, fine. I don't like Russell Wilson. Don't want Russell Wilson on our team either.
Okay.
But why kiss Justin Fields' ass if he's not going to come play for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Trade for Geno Smith. It seems like Seattle's begging to get rid of him. Go trade for him. Yeah. Maybe you have to give up a fourth-round pick for him. Okay. Go get him. There are other options out there. I just don't like the feeling that the Pittsburgh Steelers have to kiss the butt of Justin Fields. I think that's more of what I am at. Yeah. Is that the Steelers are kissing the butt of a guy that hasn't proven anything in this league. That's my thing. It'd be one thing if it was a rookie and you're negotiating. No, this guy's played in the National Football League for 4 years. Yeah. And now we're begging him to sign? I just don't like that that's where the Steelers are in this whole thing, is that we are begging a guy to sign with us that hasn't proven a damn thing in this league.
B, that's a fair statement. I mean, listen, people know I'm a Buckeye fan. I've watched Justin play for a long time. That is a true and fair statement that you have to give You shouldn't have to wait on a guy for him to test the free agent market to decide on whether or not he wants to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Would I give him an ultimatum as far as this, the drop dead date, and we're done with it? Absolutely. Because you lock up our franchise until we're able to get a quarterback. So if you wait 2, 3, 4 days after free agency starts, and then you decide, oh, I don't want to sign with you guys, we might have missed our opportunity to get the quarterback that we need to come in for the 2025 season. So I agree. The bread, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying they're giving him a book of bread, but $13 million for him? Nah, somebody else going to give it to him. And I get it. That's where you're, in all fairness, you're saying, well, if you're not going to do it for 13, you haven't proved it for anything, so move on. But I understand that. So I'm saying that you're correct, but I also believe the Steeler Nation is like, and you included and me included, there's a lot of anxiety that's tied to this because we haven't been in this position. And you said that right off the bat. So that causes us to be like, man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're probably the only team in the NFL that don't have a starting quarterback. Realistically, right now, as of today, as of March 4th, 2025, we don't have a starting quarterback. And that's a very peculiar position to be in. So I get it. And I get that we need to move on. So I'm with you. I got you. I'm listening and I hear you. So yeah, I'm down with this. I'm down with saying, Justin, either do it number 2 and get off the pot or move on and let's go get our quarterback. I'm with you.
That's my thing. It's time. It's time. I just don't like the fact that we have fallen into a space that we have to beg a guy to sign with us that hasn't done anything in this league that says, hey, you know what? We have to have you. No, he hasn't done anything. And I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. And that's my whole thing is that I don't like the fact that that's where we are. That's why I'm upset.
Yeah.
That's why I'm upset is that we've become a franchise that we used to make fun of. We've become a franchise or in a situation, that we should never have been in. Yeah. I blame everybody. Art Rooney II, Kevin Colbert, Mike Tomlin, Ben Roethlisberger. I blame everybody because everybody's got a hand in it. Yeah. But the bottom line is we need to put our foot down at some point and just say enough's enough. If we're going to have a bridge quarterback, which, fine, let's do that, but let's do it now. Yeah. Like, let's get this over with and move on. Yeah. Or just draft a rookie and play the rookie. Just start the rookie from day one. Yeah. And here's the thing. I don't even think people are going to be mad. I don't think Steeler fans are going to be that mad. If we drafted a guy in the 3rd or 4th round and we say, you know what, we think he can be the guy, they're not good. There's going to be some people that are mad no matter what we do, but people aren't going to be that upset that we chose a rookie over Justin Fields or Aaron Rodgers or Daniel Jones or Russell Wilson. I mean, people aren't going to be that upset that we chose it. So what difference does it make? That would be my whole thing. I'm just tired of us kissing the ass of guys that just haven't proven anything. You know, if Justin Fields was a guy that was coming off Pro Bowls or something like that, or playoff wins, I get behind that. But he isn't. He's not that guy, you know? And the same thing with Russell Wilson. Like, Russell Wilson hasn't done anything in forever.
Facts.
I mean, and now granted, the word is that, you know, they prefer Fields over Wilson. Fine. Yeah. But it's not like Russell Wilson is coming off of, you know, winning all these playoff games here in the last 3 or 4 years. That's not the case. He hadn't been great in a while. So what are we talking about? And if anybody brings up, oh, Russell Wilson went to the Pro Bowl this year, I will slap you in the mouth if I saw you, man. He was like the 11th alternate.
Wow. Hey, so B, listen, as a therapist, I got to ask a positive, open-ended question. And reality. If Shedeur Sanders drops, do you get him?
To 21?
18, do you trade up and go get him?
No. I'm not giving up draft capital to go get him.
Okay.
But if Shedeur Sanders dropped to 21 and was available, I would do it.
Do you draft Jackson Dart in the 2nd round?
It's going to depend on what we get in the 1st round.
Okay.
but probably not.
Okay.
I mean, it would depend on what we got in the first round, but probably not.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And so the reason I'm asking this is because what you're actually doing is working on a plan. And that's
yeah,
what we have to have some level of a plan. Being in limbo doesn't work. So
no.
from a therapist got to put a person in position to work their plan. So I agree with your plan, B. I agree with your plan. I'm with your plan.
Yeah, I would take Sanders. And there's going to be people that don't like him and say this and that. I don't care. I don't care. I would take him at 21 because you
Yeah.
know what? The Steelers need a quarterback. And
Yeah.
damn it, if we were good enough to take Baby Hands Pickett at number 20, you're telling me you can't take Shedeur Sanders at 21? Get out of here with that. I
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely would do it in a heartbeat. Now, second round at Dart is going to depend. But
Okay.
I like Shook. I would
Okay.
take Shook. I'm out on Will Howard. I was never high on Will Howard, and
Yeah.
after the combine, I'm even more out.
Yeah.
But I like Shook. I like Dart. I mean, there's quarterbacks that would be available. And again, I wouldn't be mad if we drafted a rookie in
Yeah.
the third or fourth round. Now, I don't want to start the rookie that we drafted in the seventh round.
Right.
But if
Yeah.
we draft a guy in the third or fourth round, I'm not opposed to starting him from day one. I'm not
Mhm.
opposed to that at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Because
Um,
what difference does it make at that point?
correct.
You know?
Correct. And that's a solid plan. That's a
Yeah.
solid plan. So, did the therapy work? If you were at a 10, where are you at now? Maybe a 7? A
8.
6? Oh, Lord have mercy.
I need more sessions, Big G. I need more sessions.
I
One
know,
session's
man.
not gonna do it for me.
I know, man. I know. Maybe we have to revisit this next week on the big show. We're gonna
Yeah,
start it off
one
with
session's
therapy.
not gonna do it for me. But I'm
Yeah,
getting there.
yeah,
I'm getting there. The
yeah.
chat's helping too.
They're
The
helping.
chat is helping too. The chat, the chat drives me crazy, but
Yeah,
I love them. I love every single person in the chat. They're helping me.
yeah.
So, Big G, let's get to your big board, man. Let's get to
Okay.
your big board update. What changed that from your big board after the combine? Because I think that was what everybody was kind of waiting on. Let's see a combine. Let's see these guys work out a little
Yeah.
bit. What changed on your big board, Big G?
The depth at certain positions, definitely. And there was guys that were combine standouts that listen, they're gonna call me biased, they're gonna talk bad about me. But there's a guy that we got to get at 21 if he's there. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I need this dude. And he's not a position of need. It's just what he did and what I saw on tape. So yeah, but there's been some changes. Definitely at some of the key positions, at quarterback, at running back, at wide receiver, at defensive line. There's been some changes. So we're gonna take a look at it and see what's going on, B.
Go ahead. Let's break it down, man. Let's break down the positions
Right.
and go one by one and let's see what we got.
Right. So initially going into the big board, this was my rankings, right? And if we flip it over to my 2.0 big board, there's been some dramatic changes at rankings with quarterbacks, right? I still like Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, but now Tyler Shaw has moved to my quarterback 4. Based on what we saw on position rankings and what he did on the field, and the kid ran a 4.6, 4.40. I mean, come on, get up out of here. You know that's incredibly athletic, right? And his arm strength looked good on the field too, as well as with the drills, right? I love the little drill where he's got to throw the guy open on the sideline and put it like 3 feet over his head. He was actually throwing darts on that pass, bro. He was putting it in a position where the receiver only could catch it. So I loved it. And then now I move Kyle McCord to number 5. Quinn Ewers and Will Howard have dropped completely out. I'm out on both of them.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of these guys is a top-level quarterback. At best, they're career backups. So that's my changes with 2.0 big board, Big B.
I got you. Keep going, man. Keep going. Well, here's the thing. I'll go based on who I like as far as quarterback. Tyler Shook, I like Tyler. Obviously, I am a bias because I'm a diehard U of L fan, Louisville fan.
Yeah.
But I was out on Quinn Ewers all along. I didn't like Quinn Ewers. I still don't. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I just don't.
Yeah.
His delivery way too slow for me. Arm strength not where it needs to be. I'm out on him. I always like Kyle McCord. I'm glad you got him in the top 5. I like this list, my man. I like this list.
I figure you would, but like I said, I got to be honest. If I'm going to be an evaluator of talent, I got to be honest.
Absolutely.
So this is what I'm seeing. All right, we're going to move to the running back position. As you'll see off the bat, running back one, pre-combine, I had Genty, and the rest of the fellas ranked in all A, B, C, and D. But now, bro, I've had a dramatic change with my big board ranking number 2 for the running backs. Omarion Hampton is the best running back in this draft. I don't care what nobody say. Genty, listen, I know he didn't work out, but if you look at what Omarion Hampton put on the field versus what you see with the tape, he's the guy. And listen, and Quinshawn Junkins is right at Ashton Genty's heels, bro. That boy had a standing broad jump of 11. He ran a 4.45 or 4.44 in the 40-yard dash at 220-something dang on pounds, bro. He's a dog. And he played against competition in the SEC and the freaking Big Ten and handled his business. So, yeah, Quinshawn is right there. Trey is a dog. I still like Caleb Johnson. And there was that CJ kid out of Kansas, man. I almost had to put him in, bro. But I was like, is he really better than Caleb? His speed is better. But Caleb's tape, man, is just outstanding, bro.
It is.
So
I like the list. I like the order. I said it from day one. I liked Hampton over Genty. People said I'm crazy, and I still might be crazy. I just like Hampton because he's a bigger running back. And again, we'll see what Genty runs. But maybe it's not always about the 40 time. But for me, you got to have some explosion. I mean, you got to have some. If I get an opening, I can take it to the house. The one person I wanted to put in this list is DJ Giddens out of Kansas State. Again, maybe I'm biased, don't care. But the one thing that I was afraid of is what's he going to run? I thought he'd be like a 4.57, 4.58 guy. Instead, he was 4.43.
Yeah.
And worked out incredible at the combine. You match that with his tape. He made a lot of money in the combine. DJ Giddens did. If the Steelers ended up with him in the 3rd round, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Not at all.
Facts. I'm with it. Listen, I love the kid. Like I said, Caleb Johnson's tape was just a little bit better. So that's just for me. But he's right there. He's right there with him, man. All right, wide receiver, man. As you can see, my first initial wide receiver ranking prior to the combine, right? I liked certain guys at certain positions. And Luther Burden was like, I was super high on it. I'm not saying he's a bum, but I was super high on Luther Burden. But as you look at my new big board, there's a change. Listen, Matthew Golden is a dog. I had to go back and actually watch the tape. He outworked Isaiah Bond, bro. He outworked, and Isaiah Bond's going to be a second round draft pick, late second, early third. He outworked him, right? And B, I didn't really have stuff on this Anamora kid out of Stanford. I had to sit down and actually watch the tape. Do you know he's the only wide receiver that cooked Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
He cooked Travis Hunter for like 21 catches, 295 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, dog. That boy's a dog. He's like 6'2", 212 pounds. He ran a 4.43 or 4.42. Yeah, he's in the rankings, bro. He's in the rankings. But Golden moves up. Now he's wide receiver 3, bro.
Okay. Well, I'm not as high on Golden. We'll see. I mean, I love his speed, obviously. Who wouldn't? But I'm not as high on him. The person that made big leaps and bounds for me, I've been on him from day one, is Jaden Higgins. I thought he was a 4.55 guy, and he ran in the low 4.4s. Again, at 6'4", 210 pounds, and he's a route runner.
Facts.
Yeah, that's who I like, was Jaden Higgins. Get him in that top 5. Look, if the Steelers are going to be lucky to be able to get him in the 2nd round where we're picking now. We'll be lucky to be able to do it. If we can, great. But I like Jaden Higgins. That was somebody who stuck out to me.
Yeah, facts. Now, the next position is the interior offensive lineman or the tackles. I can't remember which one. Once it gets put up by our producer, I'll remember. So we're going to talk about offensive tackles, all right? This is pre-combine, okay? Calvin Banks, Josh Simmons, Wyatt McMullen, I always mess his name up, from West Virginia, because this is what I saw on tape. And remember, draft and talent evaluators go 85% off of what they see on tape and then what they see on the field of the combine and individual workouts.
Right.
But I had a trade, B. I had a trade, a whole switch up with number 2, Big G's big board, right? Listen, I love Calvin Banks. I'm leaving him at number 1. I love Will Campbell. But B, that boy out of Minnesota is a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I went back and watched tape, and I saw against all these SEC dudes that are just like straight up designated pass rushers to go kill the quarterback. Wasn't no struggle out of that dude, dog. And B, my sleeper is Esri out of the University of Minnesota, offensive tackle. I know might not necessarily need him, but in a heartbeat, I draft him and move Jones. In a heartbeat, he would be my starting left, and I'd move Jones to guard because that boy's a beast.
Yeah.
That boy's a flat out beast, bro. So we got some new names and some change in the pecking order, bro, as far as my 2.0.
Yeah, the only change that I might make is Will Campbell really impressed me. Yeah. I might have Will Campbell at number 1. He worked out. He really impressed me. They talk about how his arms aren't as long and, maybe he can't play tackle. But it's weird that they say stuff like that. And he played in the SEC, and they say all the defensive linemen in the NFL come from the SEC. Okay, well, if that's true and he dominated them all, then doesn't that mean he can play in the National Football League? Or do somehow the guys, their arms get even longer from when he played them in college? Now they get even longer when they go to the National Football League. To me, I just don't understand that. It literally doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. I like Will Campbell, man.
Facts. All right, so now we move to the interior offensive lineman. Okay, you'll see the initial rankings from the interior offensive lineman. That kid from Alabama, Tyler Booker, he was my number 1 guy. I don't think we're going to see a change from Tyler Booker being the number 1 guy. I watched this on-field workout, and I was like, this dude could play tackle. He's really that talented, and he's that much of an athlete, man. So when you flip over to the big board number 2, there's been some changes in the rankings. Because Zabel, the North Dakota State University kid, I think he's going to play guard in the NFL versus playing tackle, right? And I think he's going to be an outstanding guard if you push him inside first, and then maybe if you have a position of need, even like Donovan Jackson, because they interviewed Donovan Jackson. They said, could you play tackle if you need it? And then they saw it on tape at Ohio State. So I like Booker, and I think he's the first guy off the board. But that Zabel kid that everybody was talking about at tackle, no, he's a guard, B. He's a guard. In my opinion, he's a guard.
Gotcha. I like Zabel. I like him a lot. Luke Kandra is still a guy that I like. Now, I don't like him anywhere near the top 5 as far as interior linemen, but if the Steelers could grab him in 4th round, might be too early. Yeah. But sometimes you reach a little higher. But if we don't have a 5th rounder, but if we could get him in the 6th, I would take it all day long. Yeah. I would take it all day long if we were able to do that.
Facts. All right, last offensive position, the tight end position. As you can see from big board number 1, Tyler Warren is that dude, bro. And I'm telling you right now, if Tyler Warren gets past pick 15, somebody's in trouble. Because this guy is a Brock Bowers type tight end, bro. He's a game changer, right? You can put him out on the island as a wide receiver. He can do everything. He can block. He can do everything. So Warren stays my number 1. But who had a horrible day, and you'll see a part 2 of the big board, was freaking Harold Fannin from Bowling Green State University. His on-field workout was trash, and he didn't run a good 40 time, bro.
Yeah.
But who did have a hell of a combine was Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son. Man, that boy's a dog. If I had to cut Muth to get him, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Mason Taylor's a dog, bro. So I think the change with Mason Taylor jumping in, but I think Fannin Jr., man, cost himself a lot of money, B. I think he cost himself some bread.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is that I would Mason Taylor would be the guy. I like Mason Taylor. I think he's very, very good. Had a great combine, moving up the draft boards. Obviously, the Steelers are not going to draft a tight end. But you never know. I mean, somebody could get traded. Who the hell knows, man? Somebody knocks our socks off and says they want to take Pat Freiermuth off our hands. Who the hell knows what'll happen? But if it were me, Mason Taylor would be the guy. I like him a lot. a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we move to interior defensive line. Okay, now, B, I'm just saying, in my estimation, this is the deepest position in the draft. Running backs are deep, but this position is ridiculous, right? And I had some movement. No, I don't think if I did, I moved Derek Harmon up on 2.0. If I did. But bro, it was almost impossible for me. No, I didn't. I couldn't move, bro. Walter Nolan at 21, we got to get him. Oh God, if Mason Graham falls to 21, oh my God. Don't even the clock doesn't tick. Like it's literally card draft. Same difference with Kenneth Grant. Card draft. It's over. But all these guys, as far as their on the field workout, bro, these guys are freaks of nature, B. They're freaks of nature. And we got to get one of these 5 dudes. I don't give a damn which one, but we got to get one of these 5, bro. For me, for my money, we got to have one of them.
See, and here's my thing. A week ago, I was all over Walter Nolan. I've changed my tune on him a little bit. And the reason being is because, number one, we don't run. Now, granted, we're in the defense we're in the nickel a ton.
Yeah.
So him trying to play he's not going to have to play nose tackle. That's just not what we do.
Facts.
And he can play the 4-eye position, the defensive end in a 3-4. So he would be fine. But the Steelers need a nose tackle. They need a guy. I just think Kenneth Grant is better than him. I think Derek Harmon is better than him.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 guys that I would take. Now, don't get me wrong. If those guys are gone and Nolan's there, then yeah, I jump all over it. But at the same time, I like Kenneth Grant better than I like Walter Nolan at this point. That's what I like. We got a lot of holes to fill, but I like him better than Nolan. Plus, there was no reason for Nolan not to work out.
Facts.
Like, why aren't you working out at the combine?
Facts.
He wasn't hurt. He had no lingering injuries. Like, what are you doing not working out at the combine? I mean, come on, man. Do something.
Yeah. If you didn't work out, there was either you're slow or your draft stock's going to go down because the other guys are so good. So I feel you. I'm with that. Analysis, B, for sure. All right. Yeah. Rush ends, defensive end, edge rushers, right? Abdul Carter's still the dog, bro. And I didn't change. If you look at my 2.0, I didn't change none of it. And B, Landon John, no, he switched to linebackers. He didn't put the number 2 in there. But I didn't change none. And 2.0, they still the same. And Landon Jackson made himself some bread, bro. He made himself some bread. Landon Jackson, for the defensive end out of Arkansas. He made himself some bread.
Right. Here's the person that probably made money that I don't trust at all. Shamar Stewart out of A&M.
Yeah.
Look, I understand he's got great pass rush moves. I understand that he's explosive. I understand that he was a workout phenom. But you're telling me none of that correlated to anything on the field? Like, none of it transferred to the field.
Yeah.
And yes, I get it. There's a lot of things, a lot of components that go into somebody being able to get a sack. It's not just, hey, I beat my man. Okay, I can get a sack. But 1.5 sacks, that's all you could muster?
Yeah.
I on the field, I got to see something. All that explosiveness and all of that has to be able to translate to me. And I'm just saying, buyer beware, man. Buyer beware. How many times have we seen the workout warrior? You put them on the field, and it's not even, hey, you get to see them in college and they do something. He didn't do anything in college.
Facts.
So, I mean, it's like, well, where's your production? Mm-hmm. Well, I got all these moves. Okay, great. You have all these moves. Where's the production?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I would just say buyer beware.
Yeah, facts. All right, now we got the linebackers, bro. We got the linebackers. Linebackers, interior, the killer dog or the number 1 top talent for the linebackers is Walker out of Georgia. But Jahad Campbell, bro, is a dog. So I'm going to see if we got the 2.0. But I know right off the bat, just in my clean thinking, Chris Paul Jr. dropped all the way out of the top 5 rankings at linebackers, dog. Chris Paul Jr. had a horrible combine day.
Yeah, he did.
Horrible. And who had the best combine day is that Swessinger linebacker out of UCLA, dog. His on the field was outstanding. He's a green dot. I mean, to me, he's a green dot linebacker. If we had to get him maybe in the third or the fourth, or even maybe wait a little longer, you could put him right beside Patrick Queen, and he takes on the green dot. And I'm biased and all whatever else, but Cody Simon had a hell of a day too, dog. Cody Simon had a hell of a day. He's a green dot linebacker. So if we have to go after a green dot, I don't think we can get Walker. I don't think we can get Jahad Campbell. And you know how my personal bias. Listen, y'all, if y'all don't know, I told Big B, I'll take everybody from South Carolina. I'll take the whole South Carolina team. If that's my draft, give me all South Carolina, and I'm winning. Right? So Desmond Knight is a dog. But yeah, I think those two guys that jumped up, and then like I said, Chris Paul killed himself, dog. Chris Paul killed himself, man.
Jalen Walker to me is head and shoulders better than all of these linebackers. Not only his production, but also he can also rush the passer from outside. Yeah. He's kind of like what Micah Parsons, where you can line him up as an inside linebacker, but on passing downs, you can stretch him out and you can put him on the edge. And look at the first Texas game. I mean, it was a massacre. They could not block him, coming off the edge. So I like Jalen Walker better than any of the other guys. And again, that's not taking anything away from anybody. I just think he's that much better.
Yeah, facts. All right, we move to corners, right? And I had a big shaker and mover in the cornerback. Travis Hunter, Will Johnson, Jahdae Barron, Benjamin Morrison, Ravel, the kid out of East Carolina. My 2.0 has a new man sitting at the third spot. And I watched the tape. Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky is a dog. He's a dog. He's 6'1", almost 6'2". He runs a legit 4.3 something. Low 4.3. He's a nickel corner, but he's long at nickel, B. He's like almost 6'2", and he's had some of the longest arms in it, and he has explosiveness. And I know because I saw a standing broad jump. And I was like, oh, yeah. And Jahdae Barron, now, people are high on him, especially like them Todd McShays. Get them guys out of here. That boy 5'10".
Yeah.
That boy's 5'10". So if I got a two between Harrison, who's faster, and whose tape is just as good, and they say, well, Jahdae won the Maxwell, because they played zone and covered him up. And when you play a slot corner, you can't cover up. You're exposed. And B, you know as well as I do, once a team finds a link, they're going to keep going at it and keep going at it and keep going at it. So Harrison, dog, is my dude. He done jumped up way up there, bro, to me.
Harrison is a guy that made a ton of money at the Combine. I like his tape. His speed was incredible. It's like you said, he's a bigger guy. And one thing that nobody ever usually talks about, or they don't talk about it enough with cornerbacks, is that he can tackle. That's another thing about Will Johnson. That's why I like Will Johnson better than I like Travis Hunter. It's because Will Johnson will come up and tackle you, in the run game. And I'm not saying that Travis Hunter won't do that. Will Johnson is much better, much better tackler than Travis Hunter. So that's my whole thing about it is, but I like Hairston. Quincy Riley, just keep an eye on Quincy Riley. He'll be later. He's not going to be in the first 2 rounds, maybe not even the first 3 rounds, but he might be around in the 4th round. And if he is, Steelers can keep an eye on that.
Facts. All right, now we move to safety. Now, B, this is straight up bias on me. All right. I don't care. Listen, Nicky Umanora, instead of him being an 89, he needs to be a 98. That boy is a generational talent. I don't care what nobody say. That boy is a dog. So if you look at my 2.0, I ain't changed it that much. But Nicky Umanora, oh, come on, dog. Come on. Listen, 6'4", basically 220 pounds, strong safety, 4.38 40-yard dash, 43-inch vertical jump, 11.6 standing broad jump, and put the tape on, dog. Put the tape on. He was out there killing them. So if I got to trade Minka to give me capital, and this boy is sitting at 21, man, I know he ain't in a position of need, but bro, me and the Steelers might be having problems, B. If we don't, because I'm not letting this dude get to the Baltimore Ravens, dog. If the Baltimore Ravens get him, I am so pissed off, it's unbelievable. Because I know what they like. They like what we like. And I need Nicky Umanora, dog, on my squad moving forward. He needs to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, period.
Can't take him at 21 though. You can't do that. You
Well,
can't
trade
take him at
back.
21.
Trade back and get him. Trade back.
Safeties are so far down the totem pole when it comes to building a championship roster. It's not funny. You can't spend your draft capital on your first round talent at 21. If you can't take running backs in the first round, you daggone with the number of holes that the Steelers have, you can't take them at 21. You just can't do that. I like him. I think he's outstanding. I think he would help us from day one. But at 21, that's too high. That's not with the needs of the Steelers. But I hear what you're saying. Don't get me wrong, because the Steelers don't take him. You're right. The Ravens probably will. Yeah. But it is what it is. The Ravens don't have the holes that the Steelers have.
Right.
So, I mean, we can draft them, and technically the Steelers don't even have a hole at safety. You know, they don't. Yeah. I mean, we don't like Minka making $18 million, but Minka's not a liability playing back there. He just makes too much money. That's the difference. So, but you're right. If they traded Minka for a second-round pick, if he was around in the second round, okay. Or you take that second-round pick and you package it to move up back into the first, okay. Yeah. But you can't take him at 21, though. Can't take him at 21.
So I'm making my preference. The Steelers need to trade the pick right now. I mean, I'm going to be called biased all day and night. But trade the pick. Nicky Umanyor needs to be in the black and the gold, dog. I'm just saying. That's just me. That's my bias. Kickers and punters, we don't even have to necessarily go through it. It doesn't change because they didn't really get a real good on-field workout, at least from a camera standpoint. So I think the pro days are going to determine if there's a change in the kickers and the punters. But B, there's been some shifts, and there's been some guys that have stood out in this combine, bro. And thank you for allowing me to just keep progressing because, like I said, pro days, it might change something else. We're going to see.
Right. No, absolutely. Things are going to change from here until people get drafted. I mean, so it's probably going to trade every other day. Things are going to move up and down based on interviews, people leaking information because they want a guy to fall to them. It's going to be crazy until they get drafted. So
facts.
Let's wrap this up with our producer question, man. We always got a crazy question.
This dude,
at our producer behind the scenes, all the graphics that you guys see, man, he does it behind the scenes. He takes care of us, but he always comes up with some nonsense that we have to answer. But we have fun with it. It's good. So we have.
Look at this. Look at this, B. Look at this.
So pick your poison, people. The Steelers must take one of these extreme wide receiver situations. A, the Steelers, they trade for Tyreek Hill, but they must also hire Matt Canada back as offensive coordinator. Lord Jesus.
Hell no.
That's A. B,
hell no.
The Steelers draft a rookie wide receiver who will become better than Antonio Brown, but baby Hands Pickett must be the starting quarterback for the next 5 years. Oh, my God.
Super hell no.
Or C, the Steelers sign a free agent wide receiver who is guaranteed to have an all-pro season, but the team misses the playoffs no matter what. I mean, here's my thing.
Yeah.
Is it only one all-pro season? Because if it's just the one all-pro season and then he's still good, I'm taking C. I'm taking C all day long.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing, and y'all know how I feel.
Yeah.
What was the difference between the Steelers getting their heads beaten in the first round of the playoffs and missing the playoffs this year? There was absolutely no difference, not in my opinion. So who cares? But as long as that receiver is going to be on my team, maybe he's not an all-pro, but he's still good, I'll take it. I'll take it.
And guess what that does too, B? We get a higher draft in 2026 as we didn't make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
So I'm taking C because ain't no way in hell Kenny Pickett is ever coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if Matt Canada come back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro, we blowing up the stadium.
Absolutely.
They gonna get us for terrorism. Because we gonna blow the stadium up. Ain't no way in hell Matt Canada coming back to Pittsburgh, dog. No. Hell no.
I mean, I don't care. Matt Canada could screw up an offense that had Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and Barry Sanders all on the same team. Matt Canada could screw that offense up. So I don't care what if Tyreek Hill. I'd love to have him on the team, but not if Matt Canada is the offensive coordinator. Absolutely not.
No way.
Absolutely not.
Facts. Yeah.
Oh, and Mr. Wood, I usually don't say his name. I've broken my stance on saying that old offensive coordinator's name. I'm going back to that. We're not bringing his name up. We're not
Yeah,
bringing
because
his
you.
name.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't
Well,
do
I
that.
think I think the producer set us up, dog.
He did.
He
He
set us
did.
up.
And the
Yeah.
thing about it is that I know there's people out there that think that Arthur Smith is the exact same. No, he's not, man. No, he's
No.
not. He's better than the old offensive coordinator. He just is.
Yeah.
In blocking schemes, at least he tries to set up plays, man. It's just I can't do it. I can't
Yeah.
do it. I'm out on him. I am out. I'm out. I'm out. So,
Facts. Hey,
but
this is
he
this
would
for
be
the
the
producer,
answer.
B. That's for the producer, dog. He gives us these strange questions. Come on, man. Come
Absolutely.
on. Come on, man, dog. You killing us, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man, with
But
the
here's
strange.
the thing, man. I appreciate everybody. Look, I was serious when I was upset about what was going on with the Steelers today. Is I just woke up in a bad mood because I can't believe that we are in the situation that we're in with our quarterback situation. I never thought the Steelers would be here. But
Yeah.
I know every team goes through it, and it's our turn to go through it. But the problem is that the Steelers didn't have to be in this position.
Yeah.
Is that we put ourselves in this position, that we're having to beg a guy that has accomplished nothing in this league. We're having to beg Justin Fields to be part of our team. I just don't like that feeling. I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't want to be in it. And I just needed to say it today. And I'm glad, Big G, you were here to help me through my problems and get me through the stressful situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to let you cook today, dog. Matter of fact, let me see. Do I got my let you cook sign up here somewhere? I got it somewhere. Let me make sure. No, you know what? I don't have it. I ain't gonna put no, I got it. I had to let you cook. I had to let you cook
I
and
appreciate
say
it.
what you needed to say and get it off your
Yeah,
chest and be a sound voice in a strange time. A sound
absolutely.
voice. Yeah, yeah.
Now, look, here is a guy. I got to bring this comment up, man. He said more tariffs on Canada, Matt Canada. Now that is hilarious. See,
Yeah,
see,
yeah. See, when you can laugh about your problem, you feel better about it. You feel
absolutely.
better about it. So, yeah, Rob, thank you, man. Thank you, because it made me laugh, and we're all good.
Oh man. Well, man, I appreciate everybody in here. Thank you guys for showing up today and showing out. We really do appreciate it. Big G, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Man, you can check me definitely all week long on different channels, including the big show over here on Steelers Almighty. Tomorrow night, man, we're kicking off something new on the KnoItAllz channel. So everybody knows that I'm going to pump your brakes on Wednesdays on Steel Curtain Network. But listen, man, if we got Pump Your Brakes that starts at 8 o'clock live on PYB on YouTube, I got to have my time and my peace before I go in there so I don't blow a gasket. So I got a new show on the KnoItAllz podcast called Mash Your Gas. It starts tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. I get to go for 30 minutes and I just flat out mash the gas on the Pittsburgh Steelers so that way by the time we get to PYB, I'm calmed down. But when I'm telling you tomorrow night, I'm going all in and mashing the gas. The gas pedal is going through the floor, B. So I'll be on the KnoItAllz channel. So all y'all to follow me, check out the KnoItAllz channel tomorrow at 7:30 p.m., 30 minutes before Pump Your Brakes for Mash the Gas podcast. I'm going to be over there cutting up, bro. Over there cutting up. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all, man. Again, every Tuesday, the big show with Big B and Big G, we will be here. Make sure you guys, once you get out of here, man, do us a favor. Go hit the like button and leave a comment. We absolutely appreciate you guys. We will talk to you soon, and aloha.